Hello, my name is Tim Patry. I'm not sure how the sound is being picked up, which is why I'm talking loudly and bringing it close to my face. Um, but my family and I just moved to France. Uh, on July 1st, we hopped on a plane and took one-way tickets to France. I won't go into detail as to why right now. Um, Except to say we were thinking about going to Canada because I'm a Canadian citizen, and our whole family has ties to Canada. But if Trump is true to his hints, he's going to invade Canada at some point, and I'd rather not be at ground zero for World War III, either in America or Canada, which is possibly the first country he actually invades. So here we are in France. We're in Strasbourg right now. Just got here, just finished unloading my luggage. We were in Lyon for all of July. Now we're going to be in Strasbourg for all of August. I have no idea what we're going to do for September through the rest of time. But we're just taking the leap of faith and we're going to figure it out. So, lessons learned right now from the first month. We took Delta Airlines because Delta was, according to my wife's research, the only airline that would make it easy for us to take our French bulldog to France without a bunch of hassle. She researched laws and regulations for moving a dog to France, went to the vet twice or whatever. So apparently Delta Airlines is the way to go for that. Sadly, they canceled our flight at the last minute because they didn't have enough pilots. I looked it up later, and apparently they've been demanding that the pilots take overtime because they're not hiring enough or something. I don't know. So we got screwed by Delta, and we got sent to Amsterdam. I mean, we had to, figure it out, get something else, and they offered us a trip to Amsterdam with a connecting flight to Paris. So that's what we did. We had been planning on taking a direct flight to Lyon, but Delta doesn't go straight to Lyon, and we'd have to take Air France, and apparently taking a dog from America to France on Air France is a non-starter. So we went to Amsterdam, then we took a connecting flight with the dog on Air France. But at that point, there's nothing they could have done, so they just sort of ignored the dog, I think. I don't know. Dog was under the seat in front. But it was fine. But, be careful. Make contingency plans if you take Delta Airlines because they don't hire enough pilots, apparently. I don't know. They did say it was a personnel issue, so it wasn't a problem with the plane. It was a problem with having enough personnel. And according to the news, that's pilots. So that's why I'm guessing it's pilots. But theoretically, there's a way to get compensation. I haven't figured that out yet, but it's in the cards because we had to jump through a bunch of hoops. We had a train ticket from Paris to Lyon scheduled, which we totally missed because everything got screwed up. We had to figure out new train tickets. We're moving, so we had a lot of luggage, extra luggage, and we got to the train, and there was nowhere for our luggage on the train when we got new tickets for our train. There's a little bit of space for luggage, but it was already taken because we were there late because we were figuring things out. And I have, it's me, my wife, 5 children, including an infant, and a dog in a carrier, plus 16 pieces of luggage. I mean, little ones and big ones all together. So it was just too much stuff. We tried to strap them together, but then we got to the train, there was nowhere to put it. So we just walked away from the train, rescheduled those tickets with a big old fee, I mean, we've spent a lot of extra money in France in this first month trying to like figure things out. Well, what you gonna do? It's hard. It's hard moving into a new country. So we rescheduled for later train tickets. That was at like 3, and we rescheduled for later. I went and rented a van from Europe Car and drove the bulk of the luggage to Lyon in the van, and my family took a train. I met him in Lyon, got the Uber from the train station. They did to the Airbnb. I drove the luggage to the Airbnb, dropped it off, and then the next day I drove that van back to Paris because I didn't want to pay the extra money to, do a one-way van trip. It would have been an extra $400 or something, and the original price for a van going from Paris to Lyon was like $375, so it doubled the price. So I drove it back to back to Paris, and got me and my son got a train from Paris back to Lyon. And I think we paid more than the $400 we tried to save. And we lost a day because that's extra diesel we had to pay for. We had to pay for train tickets. There's tons of tolls on the road, on the freeways in France. So we probably paid 100 euros in tolls. So when we came to Strasbourg from Lyon, I just did a one-way. You can see the van, it's right there. Big old van. Because, I think it was an extra $300 or something, $400. We used that Sixt instead of Europe Car this time because it was more convenient. I think it's a Saturday right now, and I think Europe Car had a closed, their office was closed or something. Europe Car was great. They were kind people. They didn't give me any hassle, extra fees or anything. These guys seem good. I haven't had any bad experiences so far. And their, personnel at the time of rental were cool. And so I've had good experiences there. The Airbnb, it was a very beautiful place. The Airbnb in Lyon, France, the owners were very nice. This new place is very different. The other one was up on a hill. It was all picturesque and stuff. But it was a lot of walking, like up a hill. And we would have gotten strong, but every time we walked down and up the hill, we were beat. So, we don't have a vehicle right now in France. And renting a car, I haven't figured out how to do it cost effectively. So a couple times I used Get Around, which was annoying because I had to get a certified copy of my driver's license, and then it didn't take the first 6 times I tried to input it. It finally took after a while. But be prepared to deal with a certified translation of your documents apparently in France. If anybody has suggestions for how to do this easier and better in the future, please let me know. So right now, I am sitting at our next Airbnb, Strasbourg, for the next month. My family is on a train coming from Lyon to Strasbourg. My plan is to figure out the public transportation system when they arrive at 10 o'clock tonight. I plan on meeting them at the station and then guiding them through the public transportation back to the Airbnb. If we have to, we get Uber or whatever, but I'd prefer to just get stuck into the public transportation. I guess that's it for this video. Good luck if you're moving to France. Send me something in the comments or something. I'd love to talk to you if you're moving to France. It's rough. Good luck.